When the people need help, people right now are hurting exactly when they should be lending. They're tightening. They're not lending. So people are struggling with payments and so forth. It's going to be unbelievable. What are the banks going to do? Tighten. Stop lending. And then what else are the banks going to do? The banks are then going to go out. What are they going to do? What they always do. What Powell always tells them to do. Take the money you have, take the reserves and go buy bonds. Oh, that's a great thing. Go buy bonds. Okay, they'll bring rates down. Not going to help the folks too late. That's what I told my gang the other day, to buy TLT if that happens. And Powell's going to force the big banks. They're setting aside $5 billion. Can you imagine this? And you don't think the market is going to go back down through March and back down through that October, infamous October, and all the way back down to 2020, that low there? Of course it is. Because Powell's now going to force the big banks. Remember, the big banks together are going to wipe out $5.3 billion in losses. So if there's losses of the big banks of $5.3 billion, can you imagine the losses at the regional banks? They have to be catastrophic, but nobody's talking about it. This market crash that started in January 2022 is the equivalent of a death by 1,000 cuts. But nobody wants to think about it. They think, oh, it's just going to go higher. Everything's great. But tightening?
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this, but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Philsgang.com.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up, or why there's continued inflation, or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand. Especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color code chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. You know, over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. You know, I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, welcome back. You know that the financial sector that starts tomorrow, that is the barometer of our economy. That's right. So let's think about this. The barometer of our economy, and we have 180 regional banks that are insolvent. We have the 5 biggest banks. They're writing off $5.3 billion with the thought in mind, let's write off that now because there's going to be a lot of defaults. So that means the defaults at the regional banks are going to be catastrophic, and people don't think this market's going to go down. Now, yes, it's been taking a long time for this market to go down. But remember, we've never seen financial engineering like this. QE. It's all we heard about, QE, for 14 years, 13 years. But it's over now. It's over now. So that whole QE that held up this whole market can't help us anymore. So we don't have, it would have been nice if we had productivity that pushed us up 600%. That would mean there would be little inflation in pushing us up. If they took that money, put it into business investments, into productivity, we wouldn't have hardly any inflation. We'd be in good shape now. But they didn't care about us, the people. They only cared about the guys on Wall Street, the guys in Congress. They're taking care of themselves. So now you're being fed a bunch of garbage. Each day, think of what we hear each day. When you have announced today that the biggest banks are writing off $5.3 billion against all the bad loans they're going to come in their way, all defaults, and then the regional banks. Now again, they're upside down with over $650 billion in value, wiped out of their portfolio. Now they're going to start adding to that. But here's what we're hearing from the White House and from the fake business network.
I mean, we have a solid economy. We still have strong consumers. We still have a...
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine saying we got strong consumers? We just got the reports from the credit card agencies. Historic delinquencies. Then we hear
So the U.S. economy is actually doing quite well.
Doing quite well. When the banks are going under. The economy's doing quite. Think about this. They're tightening lending. They can't lend. They won't lend anymore at a time that's crucial where they should be lending, helping people. They're not. That means the consumer's dead. He's dead. Remember, he's already gone through all his savings. He's gone and he's taken equity out of his home. He's taken money out of his 401k. But think of the line that goes on every day. And now they're tightening. That's going to take, let me tell you, by tightening, that's going to take the consumer and put a stake right in his heart. When you start tightening, when people are having a rough time and their loans are starting to go upside down and the banks don't help them, instead the banks take their reserves instead of loaning, what do? They buy bonds. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. Now, their solution was, well, we just mask it. Let's just mask the problem with the banks. That was nice. That's where that emergency bank term funding program came from. But that wasn't anything new. They did the same thing in 2008. They just changed the name, and that program didn't work in 2008. And they know it's not going to work now. But they're just stalling for time. They're masking the problem. I mean, there's no sustainability with that 600% rally we had. And most people don't understand that from 2009 to 2022. Our goose was cooked then. So, and the reason we can't hold any rally. We can't hold any rally. Remember, we couldn't hold the rally from October 2022 to July 2023. We couldn't hold the rally from March 2023 to July 27, 2023. We couldn't hold those rallies. When we got back up to 559, we dropped to 453, 451, 431. What's that mean? When every time you rally and you can't hold and you settle down at a lower number, if you go from 477 to 459, 453, 451, 43, what's it telling you? You're dead. And then the banks are tightening and they're telling you, oh, you're going to be okay. The economy's doing great.
This economy is strong. This economy looks good.
Isn't that imagine? I mean, that's insane. So what do? You got to learn how to short a stock, that's all. It's not hard. It's easy. And I'm stunned at the amount of people. We just saw a survey. Nearly 70% of people in the stock market don't know how to short a stock. They're sitting there hoping the market's going to go up. See, that's what they pray. See, these guys come out and lie.
This economy is strong. This economy...
See, because they got the fake business news network. That's these guys. That's who they are.
So the U.S. economy is actually doing quite well.
See, they have them come out and give you hope. They're always giving you hope. See? But that hope's not going to do you any good because the whole base of this rally from 2009 to 2022 was fake. There was nothing behind it. It was all air. It was a financial bubble. But you can take advantage of this bubble. Do what we've been doing, my members. Short. In fact, the positions we've been taking with our more experienced members, we've been doing what we call swing trades. Because you get these little moves to the upside, but you don't buy stock to hold on to it. Are you nuts? Boy, these people who are buying and holding, they are dead, 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 dead. So we've been doing what they call swing trades. You're in a stock 2 days, 5 days, 7 days, 10 days. Because the trend is down. When I went to school, the little schooling I have, from 477 to 431, isn't that going down? I think so. I'll check it out during the break.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
What are you, nuts? 85% of the people do not know how to get out of the market. They lose money because they don't know when to get out. I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. I solved that with my Pro 2 color-coded chart. It tells you when to get out. It tells you when to get in, tells you when to add, not to add. Specifically, when do I get out? It tells you that. Check it out. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Get your 10-day free trial of my Pro 2 color-coded chart and a membership.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. Learn, invest, and make profits with philsgang.com and give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Remember, go to my site, philsgang.com, go to gift shop, and just subscribe 10 days free, okay? Hit get started. And you have 10 days with us free. And you're going to get the best education ever because you're going to learn how to execute correctly in both directions, buying a stock and selling a stock short. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Banks, of course, hold a lot of bonds. When rates go up, the value of those bonds declines, and banks are left holding paper losses. So for the most part, those should be transitory.
Oh, those are transitory. Here's what he said. What a lie this is. He's saying banks, like I just told you, if you take the 5 biggest banks now, they're writing off $5 billion. They're not going to do any more loans. So what they're going to do with their money is buy bonds. Now, do you remember what happened with Silicon Valley Bank and First Republic and Signature? The 3 banks that went down, they had about $40 billion they lost in their portfolio. Why? Because they bought bonds, and then as Powell kept raising interest rates to fight inflation, the interest rates went above the yields they were getting on their bonds, and they went broke. But this guy's saying something. He said, oh, don't worry about it. It's transitory.
Banks, of course, hold a lot of bonds. When rates go up, the value of those bonds declines, and banks are left holding paper losses. So for the most part, those should be transitory.
So transitory. Wait a minute. This guy's a liar. Was it transitory for those 3 banks? And remember, they lost in their portfolio. They call them unrealized losses. What that means is their portfolio. When you go have an accountant come in and look at their portfolio, want to know what their portfolio is worth, it dropped like $40 billion. That's why they went broke, because it's not transitory. He's lying. Now we have 180 banks with $600 billion wiped out. Bang, gone. $600 billion gone in value. Why? Because interest rates keep going up to fight inflation, and so the interest rate is higher than the yields they're receiving. It's not transitory. That's a bold-faced lie.
When we looked at the jobs number, where were we seeing the job growth? We were seeing it in lower wage industries, restaurants, not necessarily in finance and technology.
And that's a big problem, because those are part-time jobs. Those are mostly part-time jobs. But they didn't tell you that, the jobs number, right, last Friday. They didn't tell you. Unbelievable.
So I'm just a little concerned about how sustainable this rally is.
Well, you should be. My God, if anyone just looks at my chart, I have it set up here right now. Anybody just look at it. It tells you this market's been, I know you're sick of hearing it, I'm sick of talking about it. But if I could just get it through the heads of folks that if this whole market from 2009 to 2022 was a bust, it was all fake. Wall Street got rich, Congress got rich, the 1% got rich, and Main Street got screwed. Now they're paying for it. But see, during that time from 2009 to 2020, they could buy a car, was cheap. Instead of buying a 1,200 square foot home, now they could buy a 3,000 square foot home for the same payment. But now they're losing their home. And what happened? It wasn't sustainable. She's worried about this one not being sustainable. Why don't you learn from the past? That wasn't sustainable. Once it hit that 477 on January 2020, boom, it went down 30% to October, that infamous October. Oh, October, that was going to be the magic. We're going to go from that October straight up past that January 2022 high of 477. Yeah, good luck. That didn't happen. So then how did they get to March? They cheated again. What'd they do? They put a pool of money together, $15 billion, the plunger team, so that the big institutions would go in, the biggest banks would go in and buy Apple and Microsoft so they could push the market from October 13th, that low, up to, they're going to try to push it up, but then it got stopped at March because that's where the banks went bust. Oh, but this guy says it's transitory. Really? Transitory? Talk to anybody that's a shareholder of those 3 banks, see how transitory it was. Then and the only way they moved the market up from March 2023 to July 27, 2023, same thing. They had the bank, they had the lending program, the bank lending program. Every tourist in the world jumped in. Oh, this is it. The government's stepping in. They're saving everything. Buy. But look at it now. When it hit that 559 in July, it never got close to that January 4th, 2022 high. Not even close to it. And then it's been doing what? Dropping. Every time it rallies, it drops. Why? Because the same problem that caused the market to drop 30% from January 2022 down to that infamous October still exists today because they never fix it, because they don't want to fix it. Why would they want to fix it? Because members of Congress, the richest 100% who control the Federal Reserve, are creating inflation. They're creating inflation. They're making a fortune. Only Main Street gets screwed. So now it's up. It's over. Now the market crashes. So now they're going to come out tomorrow with the bank numbers. They're going to say, oh, look at this. Aren't they great? They beat estimates. Well, wait a minute. I want to know if they beat their numbers. Oh, don't worry about their numbers. They just wrote off $5 billion. Don't worry about that. That's transitory. They beat their estimate. Oh, they did? Yeah. And then you're going to have all the tourists jump in buying stocks tomorrow. You watch. Beat estimates. It's over. So look, we're having a webinar Saturday. You're going to have, if you can't make it on Saturday, it's available for 2 weeks. You have it for 2 weeks. You're going to learn how to self-short. 70% of people in a survey do not know how to self-short. That is a shame. Why? Because for the last 100 years in the market, they don't want you to learn how to short. Wall Street doesn't want you to learn how to sell short, because then you'd be playing against them. See, here's how the market works. See, they screw you. See, remember, they go buy the stocks first, mark them up to you. That's right, mark them up to you. They don't want you shorting. They want you buying. In other words, what is shorting? Selling. They don't want you to sell. So they scared everybody for 100 years. Boy, if you short, you're going to go broke. It never stops. You could lose all your money. They may take your kids and put them in the vault, the bank, for a weekend. Oh, it's unbelievable. And you may turn purple. If you're 6 foot tall, you're going to go down to 5 foot tall. Oh, it's an awful thing. And people believed it. That's your only saving grace. What are you going to go by? Procter & Gamble? Yeah, that's what people do. Exactly what people do. They go by Procter & Gamble. They go by Colgate, because you're told to do that. So look, right now, go to my site, sign up for Saturday. I think we only have 5, 6, I don't know what it is left. But they say it's full. Just keep trying, because we have cancellations. So you learn how to sell short. You learn how to use the bond market to make decisions. When do I buy? And when do I sell short? But that was a scary survey. It was actually 68%. I'm rounding it up. 70% don't know how to short, and you can blame Main Street for that. That's a terrible thing. And what has caused why can't the market rally? Why is it that the market, with all this help, with October, they put together and cheated and printed $15 billion, put in a pool, and then Powell had the 5 biggest banks he controlled by Apple and Microsoft to push the market up. And it goes Apple, Microsoft, and remember, those stocks don't do well in high yields, but they went up. And then when they hit March, that's when the banks went bust. Remember the 3 banks, but it was really 180 banks. They didn't want you to know it, so they masked it, and they brought the program in to prop them up. Then how did it get the market from March up to July 27, 2023? How'd that happen? Same thing. Using that program, you had every tourist in the world buying stock. But what happened since then? It's not sustainable. See, it's no longer sustainable. It wasn't sustainable in January 4th, 2022 when she dropped 30%, and she wasn't sustainable on July 27th at 459 the S&P. And then every time they rallied it, it failed 4 times. So in one direction, this market's going to go down. Please learn how to sell short. Saturday, go to our site. The webinar is this Saturday. You got it for 2 weeks. Go to the gift shop, sign up.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. There's nothing better than learning from the experts, especially when it comes to investing your hard-earned money.
Hi, this is Phil Grandy, host of Phil's Gang Radio Show. At Phil's Gang and philsgang.com, I have one goal in mind: to help you become a skilled investor in the stock market and find your financial freedom. With the Working Investor Program, you will learn what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. You'll develop skills like selling short and how to profit, even in a stock market crash. This is the real world investing information that will give you the edge to be successful in the stock market. No gimmicks, just real strategies, and I'll make the offer even better with a 10-day free trial of the Working Investor Program.
Once you're in the gang, you're in the know. And with the free 10-day trial of the Working Investor Program, there's no reason not to give it a try.
Become a Phil's Gang member and reclaim your financial freedom. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. To be a successful investor, you need to stay current with the daily changes in the economy and the stock market. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com can be your guide to becoming a better investor. Try the free 10-day trial at philsgang.com for the Working Investor. From the opening bell to the closing, stay informed with what's happening in real time. The Working Investor Program includes full access to the Phil's Gang website, a morning update on what to look for that day on Wall Street, a market wrap on that day's trading, plus seminars, training, and tools to help you become a better investor. Go to philsgang.com for a free 10-day trial. After that, it's just $59.95 a month for membership, daily updates, training, software, and the best investing advice every day. You can invest with the best. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Good investing means understanding how the stock market works.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, if you really want to make sense of this market, you can't be listening to the fake Business News Network. They will not tell you the truth. They're to get you excited, to make sure you go out and you're happy so you'll buy something. That's not what we do here at Phil's Gang. We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back. You know, it's interesting. Listen to this here. Right here. It says, let me get it right here.
So the U.S. economy is actually doing quite well.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So Americans right now, 40% of the Americans say they are much worse off now than they were a year ago. But he's saying, hey, things were doing quite well, right? Just like Bernstein, a liar.
I mean, we have a solid economy.
So think about what they're saying, but 40% of Americans in a survey are saying they're much worse off now than a year ago. Household income is well below the 12-month average of 3.5%. Interest, we're at a 22-year high. Inflation, 40-year high. Savings, we declined from 32% during the pandemic to the 10-year average of 8%. Now we're down to 2.8%. Debt delinquency surging 12%. Credit card, TransUnion reported they have now a 20-year high in delinquencies. Equifax on auto loans reported 31% increase, a 15-year high in delinquencies on auto loans. Withdrawals, they've taken a historic number of hardship withdrawals, 401k, home equity, low savings now because of it. 40 years, inflation, 40-year high. Know what this president did to us when he became president? By doing the American COVID Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act, the Omnibus Bill, the Green Energy Bill, we got so screwed. It was only Bill Clinton, who gave us 4 consecutive surpluses. Think about it. $69 billion in 1998, $126 billion in 1999, $236 billion in the year 2000, and $128 billion in 2001. He's the only one that's done that. Surpluses. Wages are a disaster. And all those jobs they said on Friday, right? Those are all part-time lousy jobs. So our national debt is increased from 32 trillion to 33 trillion in 90 days. 90 days. It took 172 years to hit the first trillion. We did that in 90 days. But here's the big problem that people don't even think about. As I said earlier, on a 33 trillion debt, we got 5% interest. We've never had that kind of interest cost on a debt this high. It's going to choke us. So the deficits are the killer. When you start spending more money than the tax income, which is $2 trillion now, they're spending $2 trillion this year, more than they took in tax revenue. That deepens the yield curve, and that's why, now when I'm telling you this, I want you to remember, when you go back and you look at the chart I've always put up there for you, so you can, where I try to prove to you we're in a crash. We have the yield curve. The yield curve, that's deepening. It's inverted. It's getting worse. Our national debt is increasing. That's reducing our savings, reducing our economic growth, reducing our corporate earnings. We don't have any corporate earnings. It's reduced our construction spending. It's increased interest rates. Trade deficits have increased. We have a 75-year weak productivity, 14-year manufacturing weakness, and new orders are at a 10-year low. See, it's the deficits that caused all of that. So the problem is when the market collapsed in January of 2022 to that October low, those were the reasons. Those were building. That's why it couldn't sustain itself. And ever since then, it's gotten worse. See, that's what people don't understand. So when I keep saying we're in the middle of a crash, they think I'm nuts. Because that's why we keep getting, every time we rally, we fail to go higher. We always get these lower highs. Because what's happening, the things that took down the market from January 2022 to October 2022, they're still here. Congress hasn't fixed them. Wall Street hasn't fixed them. Why? Why didn't they want to fix it? Because when you have stuff like that going on, that means inflation keeps going up and they get much richer. They get wealthier. Now, the biggest problem, too, is when you replace from 2009 to 2022 earnings with stock buybacks, that means there's no productivity. That's why your inflation keeps going higher and higher and higher. When you build an economy where you're increasing productivity and you're taking the money and you're reinvesting it for business machinery and so forth, it contains inflation. What they've been doing creates the highest inflation ever, but they want that because Pelosi got richer, all those people get richer on inflation. So what do? Well, just put yourself in a position that you can trade stocks both ways. You can invest in stocks both ways. That's all you have to do. And our gang, we start them off with 6 stocks. 6 stocks. And we tell them every day, don't go beyond those 6 stocks. And those 6 stocks, every day, we go over them. Every day. We tell them exactly what to do. If they follow us in those 6 stocks, then they get to what they call a 25%er. What's that mean? We try to get the beginner to a point where he looks at his account and he sees that the money that's in his account, 25% of it is from profits. Then we tell you that's when you graduate. When you have those 6 stocks and you learn how to sell them, how to buy them, sell short, you understand what you're doing with the bond market. Now you go into our bond. We have a bond group. We have the 4 best in our our bonus. We have the 4 best tech stocks. We have Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, and Tesla. We have the 4 best bank stocks, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo, and the 4 best oil stocks. So by making our members stay with those same 6 stocks till they get to the point where they look at their portfolio and think, oh, God, I'm up. 25% of the money in my account is from profits. That tells them they graduated. That tells them they know what they're doing now. That tells them they've learned how to short. Because if you don't know how to short, you can't make money in a stock market. Oh, you get a couple hits. Or if the market just keeps going up like from 2009 to 2022 because of QE, stock buybacks, anybody could make money. But now what? People are losing their butts because they don't know how to short. Remember that lower high I talk about, that 2022 high, we've never gotten back to that 477. And we've been going downhill every rally. So you don't go, you don't drop and then go up to 459, then drop again, then go up and you go to 453 and then drop again and go to another lower high. That's telling you the market's, something's wrong internally in the market. And it is. So all you got to do is learn how to sell short. And what difference does it make? So you can learn how to also not only how to invest over long periods of time, but you're going to also learn how to, one thing we don't do here is day trade. We don't day trade. We swing trade, not day trade. And most of the time when the market is right, okay, we'll do a position trade. And so we're in a stock anywhere from 2 weeks to a month. And when you learn how to position trade both ways, where you're learning how to buy and buy at the right time, you understand the bond market. You never buy a stock unless you look at the bond market. When you see yields going up, why would you buy tech? You never would. You would buy banks. But those are all blown to hell now. When yields are going up, usually buy banks no more. Banks are going to crash, going to be so brutal, these bank stocks. And if you learn how to short, you can short these bank stocks all the way down. They're going to try to, remember I told you 2 weeks ago, they're going to try to rally this market, and I've been right. And they're going to try to rally it again tomorrow. They're going to come up with stories how great the bank stocks are. But any rally they do this week is not going to sustain itself. We haven't had one rally since January 2022. 2023 failed 4 times in September. So why would we be so lucky to think whatever they're going to do tomorrow, that rally will sustain itself? Learn how to sell short. Go to our webinar October 14th. Go to my gift shops.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.